Monarchy has just been released on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and PC through Steam. Retailing for $12 US, I want to start this review by saying that I received a key for this game from the developer, but the thoughts and opinions that I'm presenting here are my own. I checked out Monarchy on the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5, and PC through Steam. Before I get into the review itself, I want you to check out this trailer. This is Kingdom New Lands that released nearly a decade ago. I'm showing it to you on this review because Monarchy is clearly inspired by it. Monarchy has you taking the role of a king or queen with a single archer as your follower. It's a simple game. You can move left or right on screen, and when you're in the clearing, you can build a small town and recruit new archers, builders, and other people to defend it. It's a combination of city builder and tower defense game with enemies assaulting your town each night while you spend your days looking for resources or conducting repairs. Let's go into the graphics and technicals. Monarchy runs pretty well with a steady 60 FPS on both console and PC. I didn't encounter any bugs or crashes during my playthroughs on either the PC, Xbox, or PlayStation consoles. Graphically, Monarchy is colorful and bright with a cartoon art style. It's 2D and you can only travel in one direction or the other, so expect a lot of repeat scenery. There are 3 different levels to choose from: a summer, autumn, and winter forest. Okay, let's go into the gameplay. The actual things you can do in this game, meaning what's within your control, is pretty limited. Aside from moving left or right at an incredibly slow pace, you can also run for a short amount of time. This drains your stamina, and you will be required to stop and rest quite frequently. Since you have a lot of distance to cover as your town expands, this can be incredibly frustrating. Thankfully, you can upgrade your horse if you happen to find a stable out in the woods. Just be aware moving in the forest slows you down even more, so plan accordingly. Each night, enemies come out of the woods. Depending on which scenario map you choose, the direction, frequency, and type of enemy changes. The 3 modes are Bandit Land, The Siege, and Winter Night. Bandit Land is the one I played the most, and in my opinion is by far the hardest. Basically, there are bandit camps out in the woods. That's where the enemies spawn each night. They can attack your town from 2 different directions, meaning you have to separate your forces and build walls on each side, limiting your defenses. I'll be honest, I spent hours trying to get somewhere in this level and I failed miserably. The difficulty really needs to be tweaked in Monarchy. The goal is to build up your defenses using gold coins collected in the world. Buildings cost coins to build and upgrade, and your people need coins in order to give them roles like builder or archer. But there's never enough money, and there's also never enough people. You get a choice of either money or a new person each morning. You can also find people out in camps in the woods, giving them a gold coin to come back with you to your camp. Eventually, you can even build houses that let you recruit every day. These people can't fight until you upgrade them, and they die from a single hit from an enemy. So the game is constantly assailing you with enemies on all sides each night, limiting you by how many people you can find and the coins you have for upgrades. If they reach your campfire in the center of your town, you fail and die. You also die if you get hit, each strike taking away a gold coin from your purse. If you have no coins, you die. But why is this game so hard? Well, aside from the fact that you never have enough people, money, or time, you have to search the woods for resources and items that you need to progress. For example, you can upgrade your camp the first time with money, but subsequent upgrades require items earned from a tree. The game doesn't tell you that, by the way. You need to learn that through trial and error. So you're constantly out in the woods, walking slowly in search of things to progress your camp, but the days are the only safe time you can search them. Once the moon rises, enemies attack you, but you move really slow in the forest and the days are very short. So you frequently get caught out in the woods and die. A major goal of the game is to recruit an army so you can lead them to attack bandit camps to pass the Bandit Land map. but you can't recruit until you upgrade your town, which takes a lot of time and a lot of resources. I never once got to that point, since the upgrade materials I needed were out in the woods and I couldn't reach them before getting surrounded by bandits and dying. The siege had you attacking a castle, with the bandits being replaced by soldiers. The best thing I can say about this map is the fact that enemies only attack you from one direction, making it much easier. But again, you need to push forward to the castle to win, and I didn't have anyone recruited to help me. To recruit people, I needed resources that sat beyond this guardhouse, but there were enemies guarding it. Finally, there is Winter Night, where you are attacked by knights each night. Again, they only hit you from one direction, which is great. That's the only 3 maps available, and I'm not entirely sure of all the differences between them, which leads me to the final point I'll make about the game. The tutorial is very terrible. There are no descriptions, no words are used at all. Developers try to use pictures to tell you what to do, which works for some of the very basic things, but understanding advanced mechanics like recruiting, upgrading materials, and how to win are not very explained at all. Alright, let's go into the pros and cons of Monarchy. For the pros, I did like the art style, and the frame rate was steady on both consoles and the PC. It can be fun and relaxing. You don't have to think too hard about what you're doing. It's only $12 American to buy, which I think is a fair price for what you get here. You can play cooperatively, but I never had a chance to test that feature, so I don't know how well it works. For the cons, it doesn't do anything different aside from the art style and the minimal price to make you want to play it over the Kingdom series. The game's tutorials are very lacking. The difficulty needs to be tweaked. Even my best playthroughs would stall and fail after I needed to enter the forest to look for additional resources. And that's it for another review. Thanks for watching. I'm the Casual Console Gamer, and I'll see you all in the next review.